Good day, my people. Today I'm going to be teaching us how to prepare a control account. So, control account are accounts that show a subtotal of the different personal ledgers. It can be sales ledger control account, also known as the total debtors control account or the debtors control account. It is a sum total of all the debtors accounts, and it's more like everything put together to form one account. All the debtors are put together to form one account. And the same thing applies to an individual debtor account, applies to the sales ledger control account. And here we have the format. The first thing on our format is it's just a T account. It has on our debit side we have anything that increases the debtor's indebtedness, anything that makes the debtor to owe you more. That's what it means. So the balance before, that means what the debtor was owing you before the sales. That's you sold to the debtor. It made him to owe you more. It doesn't mean you have not received money. When you come at the money you received, you made him to reduce the amount he's owing you. But here you sold to him, so he's owing you. It increases the amount that he's owing you. The money now reduces the amount he's owing you. Then the debit note issued. When you issue a debit note, you're trying to tell the debtor that you have debited him, and then when you come to the sales ledger control account, you have to actually debit that debtor because you issued a debit note, and then it means you debited the debtor. So increase in overdue debts, interest on overdue debt. Sorry, maybe the your policy is that if for a debtor to be a debtor in your company, he has to be paying interest if his debts are overdue, and then it increases his indebtedness because he has to pay that overdue debt. He's supposed to pay the dishonor check. Maybe he give you a check as payment and then it's dishonor. That means what he's supposed to pay now increases. Then discount disallowed. Maybe you allow the discount, then later on you disallow the discount. It increases the amount of the debtor's indebtedness. Carriage inwards, if you pay for the goods to be carried from you to him, be transported, he is supposed to pay that, and then it increases its indebtedness. And then any other service charges, and then any other items that increase debtor indebtedness. So we move on to the credit side, and anything on the credit side reduces the debtor's indebtedness. Cash received reduces the indebtedness because he was owing you before. Anything on this side makes him reduces what he's owing you. Anything on this side increases what he's owing you. So this cash received, maybe you made sales. Now this cash received reduces how much you sold. It reduces the indebtedness of these sales. Then check received is the same thing. Return inward, maybe he returns them back. That means what he's supposed to pay. Maybe some goods were bad, he returned them back. What he's supposed to pay for those goods that were bad that he returned, they now reduce his indebtedness. On bad debt, maybe the debtor cannot pay again, reduce the indebtedness of the debtors. Discount allowed. When you give out discount, you're reducing the amount he has to pay, so it's reducing his indebtedness. Credit notes issued. When you issue a credit note, it means you have credited the person. That's why that's the ideology behind this credit that you see here. Credit notes issued. When you issue a credit note to somebody, it means you have credited the person. So in the credit debtors account, if you issue a credit note to debtors, you have to credit it in the debtors account. So we have bills receivable. Bills receivable. So many of you ask why bills receivable are on the credit side. I thought bills receivable were liabilities. Were assets, sorry. I thought bills receivable were assets. Why are they on the credit side? Okay, I would like to surprise you that bills receivable, you are supposed to receive the bills. Okay, bills is like a written order to pay somebody. So when you receive that order, it means more like you have received it, you have received the money already. So receiving that money, receiving that order that the bank should pay this amount of money, or you are liable to this amount of money, means you have reduced the amount of money you're supposed to pay. Do you understand me? If you don't understand, you can ask more questions. So we move on to contra entry setup. Maybe when a debtor is also a creditor and the debt is amount his debt to cancel what you owe him. Then any other items are reduced, debtors indebtedness, so on and so forth. And we move on to a question. So the question says, prepare the total debtors control account for Zabrang Limited. You have the sales ledger balance brought forward on the 1st of the first month 2011 has 12 naira. Sales day book balance 330 naira. Discount allowed 2 naira. Return inwards daybook 3 naira. Check dishonored 5 naira. Bad debt written off 2 naira. Debit notes issued 7 naira. Bills receivable, and so on and so forth. You know the rest. So we move on to the answering the question. So moving down to where we are now, we are answering the question that we saw earlier. Sales ledger control account, or total debtors control account, or whatever way they call it, but just make sure it relates to a debtor. Sales relates to a debtor, debtors relate to a debtor. Just make sure it relates to a debtor and you know it's total debtors control account. As we move on, we'll answer a question where everything is mixed. You have to do a total debtors control account and a total creditors control account, and then I will tell you what to do. So we move on. Our question told us that it said the prepared total debtors control account for Drabland Limited for Drabland Limited. So first of all, we have sales ledger balance brought forward. So balance brought forward in a sales ledger. A sales ledger is the same thing as a debtors account, and a debtors account surely has a debit balance. So we have our balance brought forward to be 12 naira. Then we have our sales day book balance. Sales day book is a book that records credit sales. So for sure, credit sales will increase the indebtedness of a debtor. So we have our sales. You don't have to put sales day book again because it's sales. Then we have discount allowed. Discount allowed reduces the indebtedness of a debtor. So our discount allowed comes here. Our discount allowed is how much? 2 naira. Then we have a return inwards daybook. The return inwards daybook is a book that records return inwards, and return inwards they reduce the debtor's indebtedness. Return inwards. We have it to be how much again? 3 naira. Then we have check dishonored. We have checks dishonored. When a paycheck is actually supposed to reduce the debtor's indebtedness because he has reduced by paying some of his money. He has reduced his debt by paying some of his money. But when it's dishonored, the debt that he reduced have now increased again. So it comes to the debit side. So we have checks dishonored. We have it to be 5 naira. Then we have bad debt written off. Bad debt. Bad debt. They reduce a debtor's indebtedness. If you go back to your balance sheet where you were taught, you will see that debtors are minus, bad debts are minus from the debtors in the balance sheet. If the bad debts are added to the additional information, that's because there are debts that there are money that you cannot recover again. So you have to minus them for the money that you have to recover. So the same thing here, debtors had his debit balance, and then if you credit it to the bad debt, you are reducing the balance. So you are indirectly, you have just minus that bad debt. When you go and you are asked to prepare a balance sheet from this account now, you don't have to minus bad debt again from the debtor because it has been done here for you. So we move on. They say debit notes with issued. Just remember, debit notes issued come to the debit side of. If they say debit notes issued to debtors, it comes to the debit side of debtors. You say debit notes issued to creditors, come to the debit side of creditors. Anywhere you see debit notes issued, it comes to the debit side of that person that it was issued to. So debit note issued is 7. Right? Then you say bills receivable. Bills receivable is 2 naira. Our cash received is 13 naira. Checks received is 7 naira. Carriage inwards how much again? 2 naira. Contra entry. Now, when a debtor is at the same time a creditor, the amount that he's owing you can cancel out the amount that you're owing him. Is that understood? So when as a debtor is owing you this amount, and then to cancel it out, you have to credit it. So you're crediting contra entry so that it will cancel off in the debtor in his own creditor's account. So that credit entry to cancel off the debt that he's owing you. If he's owing you 3 naira, and then he's now a debt, he's now a creditor again, you're owing him 2 naira. So 2 naira will cancel 3 naira, remaining 1 naira. And then it has been credited here in your creditor's control account. In your creditor's control account, the opposing debit entry will be in your creditor's control account, and creditor has a credit balance. So debiting is to have to reduce how much it's owing you. So when 2, you debit 2 and then you credit 2, that means he's not owing you again anything. He's not owing you 2 again. You are owing him 1. So that's how it is. So we move on. Contra entry. When credit note issued, when you issue a credit note, that means you credit person you are issuing. Then interest on debtor's debt. Interest on debtor's debt. Naira. Then this count is allowed. That's 1 naira. So when we sum up, it's going to give us, so when we sum up, it's going to give us, somehow, so when we sum up this, what we have here, we have it as 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 13 plus 7 plus 3 plus 2. Then, so I mean that's up to 34. Give us 34. Let's write that down somewhere. Write it down somewhere. It give us 34. 34. So right here. Now sum up what is down. So that is down here. We have it as 12. 12 plus 30 plus 5 plus 7 plus 2 plus 10 plus 1, and that will give us 67. So for sure your debit side is greater than your credit side, so you have it as that. This and this and this and this, you have our balance carried down to be 67 minus 34 give us 33, and then at the same time our balance brought forward is 33. We have it 33, and then have it to be 67, and that's all. We are done. Simple as it is. Thank you very much. So